Where we last left our heroes, they made a very dangerous but ultimately triumphant journey through the western lands of Marmaria, rediscovering their old friend Denier and a few new allies along the way, and supplanting the previous god of war with a new one, a half-giant, half-god going by Dogad. After defeating the God of War at the climax of the War Games, a tournament co-hosted by the God of War and Solomon Liebentah, the God of the Living Dead, our party finally got what they were after, the Lily of the Lunar Well, and teleported themselves back to Dragon's Rest, along with a few new companions. Brightscale, a gnome from the north, and the very unexpected you, who died mid-tournament, but T-Wig managed to resurrect them via reincarnation. After a brief discussion with Ramses Palto, our party eventually left the building where a series of guards took Denier and escorted him towards the palace of Dragon's Rest. Would anybody have accompanied him that way? As I assume you had something to deliver.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a yes to all of you?
Yeah.
All right.
Asma's been kind of quiet, but that's fine. It's all good.
As you make your way to the palace gates, everybody's let through, but this is where Denier takes a separate route from you. You make your way further up towards the palace as Denier is dragged into the center where he is no doubt going to await interrogation. As you approach the higher gates leading up the stairs to the palace, you once again run into Yorick, Garrick's older brother.
Oh, greetings. Welcome back.
Greetings and salutations.
Hello.
A lot of you look like you've been through the ringer.
If we told you the full story,
Alive.
told you the full story, you wouldn't believe us.
With everything that's been going on, I just might.
What'd we miss?
As you've wandered through the town, you've noticed that it's yet again emptier than it was previously. More and more people have been moving out of this town, or those with the means to have been anyway. So the middle district, those with enough income and resources to travel, have kind of been leaving. Those in the upper district have either parted ways for various vistas that they might own, or have just kind of steadfast stuck around. You've also noticed that throughout the streets, there's been bits of propaganda strewn about. In fact, on your way here, let's see. T-Wig, you probably would have seen this, but there's a particular poster denoting the dragons as tyrants who are well beyond tyrants of a bygone era. You've seen scraps of paper kind of like stapled to nailed to posts and stuff, most of which seem to have been torn away by guards, but more and more people have been putting them up there. Yorick explains to you that with everything that's been going on,
Well, most have been traveling up northward. Seems an old friend of yours maybe making a move to secede from this empire.
What?
I don't have all the information myself. I simply heard what the other guards were talking about when Lord Horace left to try to quell the matter. I'm sure they'll give you more information inside. Have you seen my brother, Nesmo?
I have not. I just got into town.
Would you do me a favor and check in on him for me? He's been acting strange lately.
Okay. Strange in what way?
He's just been quiet and distant, like he's hiding something. I don't know, you two seem to have a different relationship than he and I. Maybe he'll talk to you. But something is definitely bothering him.
Okay, thank you for telling me.
Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. It's very good to see all of you.
Good to see you.
And your friend.
He kind of nods towards you.
Hello. I'm their friend.
He says as
Oh.
he walks by.
Yorick, this is you. This is Yorick.
A pleasure, Mr. Yu. Haven't seen many of your kind around here. No, I typically not, I suspect. Though I've been here a few times. Just not here.
He just kind of like absentmindedly blinks, and Yorick just looks.
Oh, okay. Well, enjoy your stay in Dragon's Rest, and if you're traveling with this group, then surely you can be trusted.
He nods his head and clanks his spear to the ground and steps aside. You guys
We walk on
continue-
through them?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Just make your way inside the palace. You eventually find your way up to the area, the salon of the royal court, basically. As you await an audience with Lady Tia, Venariel actually comes and seeks you out. Oh, there you are. I sent the guards to the nearest known teleportation site, and, well, I guess they found you. I guess they already took Denier.
That they did.
Hopefully temporarily.
Of course.
Asmo scowls.
Well, he's promised that he has nothing to hide, and he won't hide anything, and he's a noble man. I'm sure he'll be just fine.
He's a good lad.
He is.
Honest, hardworking, means well for the world. I just hope that they can see that.
I think they do. But there are a lot of questions that need answering on our end. Either way, I'm getting away from myself. You have the flower, yes? The flower that you spoke of.
I open my kind of compartment and bring out one of the flowers. Ta-da!
It's beautiful. You hand
gift.
the
A gift
palms.
from
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, you go ahead.
You outstretch the palm-sized lily towards Venariel as she takes it between her hands. Sorry, feel free to say what you were going to say.
A gift from a pretty cool guy who's the god now, I guess.
There's,
We accept tips for our delivery, by the way.
of course, you will of course be well compensated for all of this. I've no doubt that you've seen the distress that the city is under lately.
Yeah, you guys are having a rough go of it as of late. What happened while we were out and about?
Well, between the king's outburst, all of the recent disappearances, and now the plague that's been spreading.
Plague.
Yes, the patients that you found beneath this city. Turns out they were quite contagious. But with this, we should be able to hopefully restore some semblance of balance, and well, the lower districts need it more than anything. We'll get this to our alchemists, and of course the king has need of it as well. Oh, it's quite a balance to strike. But Her Majesty will see you. I've been told to escort you in towards her.
What kind of mood is she in?
You know, it's always hard to say. But I'm sure that hearing about your success will bring her at least some relief in these hard times.
I want to incite Asmo right now.
Go for it.
Really? Oh, I wasn't meaning anything about that, but okay.
I hope I roll low on this.
Oh, I know why. There we go. That just reminded me. Okay. Do it, you robot piece of garbage. Yeah!
9! Yeah!
You think he's waiting for his chance. He's just... He seems so nervous.
I'm gonna immediately go into my memory and try and find a great pickup line to bestow upon Asmo. Give me 1 second.
Nadine, I want you to know above game, this is terrifying. This is mortifying.
T-Wig's ears begin to twitch as you guys stroll down the marble-laden hallway towards the audience chamber that you've been to a good number of times, the throne room. As you enter, everything seems, the room seems cold. Significantly colder than usual.
Well, it's open air, right?
It is. But you're also in a land of eternal springtime, but the icy wind seems to be emanating from the silver dragon lady standing at the edge of the throne with her hand on one of the arms of said throne. As she hears the door close, her head turns to the side and looks onto you as she turns around and clasps her hands in front of her. Her beautiful mirror-sheened skin still flawless as ever as she walks to the side of the left side of the throne that you usually find her. Please approach.
We do so.
Yeah, we're approaching her.
Yep. Venariel steps aside. My lady. And stands at the foot of the stair, basically to the left of Tia. Beneath her at the
Hi,
foot
Tia.
of the stairs. Hello, T-Wig. I'm to take it that your mission was successful.
It was.
Indeed.
We've recruited more to our cause, and we've recovered the Lily of the Lunar Well.
Wonderful. Only one more piece remains for the restoration of my brother's soul, and that shall be at hand shortly enough. You've done a great, great service to this country. The whole empire is in your debt. She kind of like nods her head gently towards you in a very delicate sort of bow. As for compensation, it feels like money is, well, unfitting. And I will admit that I've been racking my brain trying to come up with something appropriate. Is there anything that you might be looking for to aid you from this point forward?
I look towards Wolfgang and Asmo.
Could we get a pardon?
Beg pardon?
For your crimes have already been expunged from the record, especially with Mr. Kench's ongoing antics.
Specifically for Denier. He carried a lot of weight getting this lily to you.
We wouldn't have been able to get it if it weren't for him.
Yeah, talk about a twist of fate like that.
She ponders for a moment, It is true that... That is to say, I believe you that his exploits in your adventure were no doubt key to your success. It would, however, be unwise of me to at least not secure his mental state before his release. We must make sure that something like what happened up in Silver Rock does not happen again. But once that is done, I will make sure that he is properly pardoned.
Can I insight that?
Sure, go for it.
I would also like to.
Fuck, 10.
Go ahead, Wolfgang.
Okay. Ooh, I never opened my character sheet. There we go. There we go. Insight check's gonna be 11.
And Asmo. What the heck?
So he's having a hard time.
Yeah, it's that thing I was telling you about. There it is! 9! Mother...
There you go.
No, you got 12.
Well, you got 12 the first one.
There we go. Yes, there will be delay on my rolls. I apologize.
No worries. If you actually need me to, I can open up your character sheet and roll for you if it becomes too much of an issue.
Okay, if you prefer to do that, then let's go for that. For whatever reason, my internet connection's oddly specifically bad with my browsers.
As per usual, her demeanor is very hard to penetrate. But Asmo, you actually get a sense that she's troubled. Like, there's definitely a bit of dishevelment going on with her look as per her usual demeanor. Her attention also shifts, realizing that you're not alone, that you have come with another member to your party. Who might this be?
Oh, this is you. He's like my best friend.
You.
Yes, ma'am.
You're one of his. Are you not?
Not anymore. This is the brand new you. Well, not you, him, you. Ta-da!
And I just kind of jazz hands.
Yes, quite. I'm sure you have your reasons for being here and away from him. But you bear his, for lack of better word, blessing, do you not?
I suppose so, yes.
How did he come to be in your party?
I just slowly turn and look at Wolfgang, and if a construct could sweat, they would sweat.
Sort of opens his eyes.
Trickle out of the side of your helmet.
Sucks in his lips like, well.
You like me, right, Tia?
Of course.
Like, really like me?
Oh boy. That's what just says, closing his eye.
Whether or not I like you is not the debate here, T-Wig. I know you to be honest, and I trust you to be honest.
Okay. I just don't want you to get mad. So he died.
I've heard his kind have the ability to return from death.
Well,
This is different.
I kind of maybe disturb that a little bit. I brought him back myself.
By what means? Her
Well-
face actually showing signs of confusion, shifting from its normal stoic but friendly demeanor.
It comes and goes. It's hard to explain. I guess I went wandering, and then I found him, and then we put it back together.
Tia blinks relatively slowly, and then looks like her eyes shift down to Venariel, who looks up and just shrugs. Would you perhaps accompany Miss Venariel and try to explain in greater detail? She might understand a bit more what you are referring to.
Well, I actually maybe,
I kind of like tap my chest, remembering I have Valentine's. I think I have one of his teeth, right?
You have
Or no, his eyeball. His eyeball. And I have incense to do it again.
Okay, I'm still not in trouble, right?
No. Of course not.
Okay, just making sure, because no offense, sometimes I don't know.
Necromancy is a high crime in these lands. We just need to make sure that you're not dabbling in forbidden arts.
Okay. Look, I can't go back to jail.
Nobody would send you back to jail, T-Wig.
Okay. You promise?
I promise. She smiles a
Asmo's trying not to laugh.
warm smile.
I like wipe the non-existent sweat off my brow and step backwards. Or should I
wipe
follow
the-
Venariel?
The bee crawls back into your faceplate.
Gary, get back in there.
You got a bunch of honey. You got a bunch of honey pouring out. Like, oh, jeez.
Oh no, I'm sticky. Ah.
Sticky T-Wig.
I'm gonna wander over to Venariel and just kind of stand next to her.
You kind of wanders with you like a lost puppy, not sure where to go.
Should I be going too?
Oh, up
Yes,
to
that
you. If you... Oh,
That would
okay, guess.
probably be for the best.
Yep, you gotta do that now, because she said so.
She, with your passive perception, you notice that Tia kind of gives sort of like a very interesting head and hand emotion to Venariel, some sort of a signal. And Venariel just subtly nods back. I will see that Denier is properly interrogated personally. Once we make sure that he is of his own sound mind, he will of course be returned with no harm done, but I must tell you that if he is under this bleeding god, as you called it, influence, he will need to be set in observation.
That's fine. I don't believe that he is, but
I
if
would
there's
like to
something
believe
I've
that as
missed,
well.
if there's something I've missed, then it needs to be monitored.
Anyway, I'm sure there's much catching up you have to do in town. If you are in any desire for monetary compensation, please just let the steward know. You'll be given carte blanche, as they say. Now, I'll attend to your friend. Venariel, please escort T-Wig and Mr. Yu. Yes, ma'am. As Tia sort of does that gentle head bow towards you and leaves through one of the back doors of the throne room.
See you guys later. I'll send the bee if there's a problem.
Yes, please, this way, Miss T-Wig.
Oh,
Venariel.
yes, okay. Don't know about that one.
Just keep following.
Never quite sure, I'm sorry. She touches the threshold of a door and a big golden portal opens, and on the other side you can see what looks to be Wizzlestein Spire. After you.
Okay.
And you.
I will enter.
And
Does
she
it look like
follows.
jail? It's not jail, right? It doesn't look like jail.
It's not jail. You are in the foyer of the Wizzlestein Spire.
Right, there's no shackles. I think we're good.
As Venariel enters behind you, the portal closes off. Asmo, Wolfgang, you're essentially left alone with a couple of palace guards in the throne room.
How big is the echo in here?
It's pretty echoey out, as like from behind you anyway. The open air area in front of you doesn't quite echo quite as much. Crazy reverb, though. You wouldn't want to record something in here.
Hello.
Hello.
So, what do we do now?
I'm going to see my son, who I haven't seen in many weeks.
I'll meet up with your place afterwards. I'm gonna head over to our dragon friend's place.
All right. T-Wig in the Wizzlestein Spire. Essentially, Venariel just goes over with you exactly what you did, and she's just trying to figure out, what you did and how you did it. Eventually,
Well, you set up the incense like this, and then you want to let it burn for about this many minutes, and at this point, you just kind of leave.
That's all.
Well, then
He's scrolling through a book as you're saying these things, trying to
that's
decipher
the
what you're
easy
doing.
part. The hard part is waiting and wandering, I guess. I mean, I could show you. Do you want me to just show you?
If you could, I would be quite interested in the process.
Sweet, I got this incense as a gift.
I just start opening and just pouring out all the incense I got from Dogen.
And I've got this.
And I pull out Valentine's eyeball.
It's slightly rotted by now.
How many days has it been?
You spent one day after the tournament. You collected the eye the day before you fought. It's been about 3 days.
Okay, perfect. We're good then. I will begin to conduct the reincarnation spell.
All right. Reincarnation, that's which school of magic again?
This is...
Transmutation.
Good.
It is transmutation.
Venariel seems incredibly intrigued as you are performing this. She is taking notes in her book, trying not to disturb you. Once again, the eye begins to, as opposed to the hair that you had with you, which eventually formed a cocoon, the eye begins to undulate and form this massive, pulsing, almost like Resident Evil looking egg.
Ugh.
Just pulsing and gyrating as Venariel isn't squeamish or anything, just very fascinatedly taking notes on this. Meanwhile, Yu is relatively nonplussed by this whole scenario. He's seen some shit.
Yeah.
Eventually, hold on, I'm gonna roll something. All right, let me check through here. See what that means.
Oh no. Oh no.
A stubby arm punches through the top as it starts to try to rend, this gooey ichor covering it as it begins to rip and tear its way out of this umbral sack. And flopping to the ground is a... Oh, actually, I gotta roll for that, too. Black-haired male dwarf.
Ah!
The hell happened? What the?
Uh-oh. Okay.
What's happening? Where am I?
Valentine? Valentine, are you Valentine? Valentine?
That's my name. I'm very, very...
I clack my nails against my faceplate.
Okay, right soul, wrong body. Oops.
The last thing I remember was... Am I dead? Are you dead?
Okay. We should put on pants first. Nariel, you could... Alright, okay. Keep your hands there.
I'm gonna find a cloth or something just to wrap them in real fast.
Yeah, you can find some basically some drapery around this room. You go ahead and like you pull a silk banner off the wall just absentmindedly as Venari's like, fuck it.
I just throw it on him.
So did you die? Yes. Are you dead? No.
I'll admit I'm very confused right now.
Justifiably.
Why are you so tall?
That's definitely a good question.
Did you grow?
In experience, yes.
I turned to Venario.
This doesn't usually happen. Last time this worked, you just came back as himself. I may have messed this one up a little bit.
As he starts wiping this Icarus slime off of him, you start to realize that this dwarf has green skin.
Ugh. Ugh. Oh, this is nasty. I don't like any of this.
I thought if I do this one more time, it would be easier, but this one's just as hard emotionally.
Well, T-Wig, this appears to be very ancient magic that you've performed. I've had notes on this, but I've never seen it.
Really?
No.
I just kind of remember it from, like, a long time ago.
Well, the consciousness that powers you, I suppose, must be at least a few centuries old, I'm guessing.
Maybe.
Either way, I've seen enough to know that this isn't necromancy.
Does that mean I'm not going to jail?
No, you're not going to jail. And as for you, Mr.
Valentine.
We should probably get you acclimated and figure out exactly what to do with you. Welcome to Dragon's Rest.
I have no idea where that is.
Meanwhile, Wolfgang, you arrive back home, and at the door, or as you make it to the door, do you knock or you just walk in?
It's my house.
I mean, it's true. Don't know if you're just like wanting to pop in and surprise everybody, or if you want to.
I'll knock.
You knock on the door, and eventually a small gnomish figure of Jamat opens it up and... Hello? Master Wolfgang! Oh, you're back! Oh, thank God.
Hello, Jamat.
Thank the light. Oh, sir. You seem hungry. He kind of cracks a small smile.
A long couple of weeks, and I'll clap him on the shoulder and just sort of shake him like it's good to see you again.
Come in, sir. There's quite a bit to discuss.
Right. Where's my son?
Well, he's been put down for a nap at the moment, but I'd actually like to discuss a little bit about him with you.
Really? He hasn't started, He'll sit down and he'll like hang up his hat and his coat and just sort of unbutton his vest.
Well, that's the thing, sir. About a week or so ago, he started taking to a temperature. I thought he's just getting sick or coming down with a fever, but he seemed bright and healthy. Perhaps a little too bright, actually. I think I've seen him glow a few times here, sir.
This is starting to sound... Is this normal for my type of build, or
Do you
is this
want to-
unusual?
do you want to ask him? Because you don't know what you were like when you were a baby.
I didn't do anything like that when I got
Well,
indoctrinated, did I?
your case was a bit special, sir. See, when you took to the fever, you went down pretty hard. You were in cold sweats. Sometimes flames would start sparking out of your eyes. The ceremony that we held for you was necessary to keep everything in check. With young Master Elliot, it seems stable. I'll admit I've not quite seen much like this.
I noticed something earlier as well. When I was playing with him a few months back, it seemed like there was two sides inside of him mingling together. He was pretty warm back then as well.
Well, he's gotten a lot warmer, sir. I'll just say that I don't have to replace the bathwater very often. If you mind the joke.
And it's stable.
Seems to be, sir. That's the damnedest thing. My old scar back from when I used to hunt with your da and granda. I was lifting him up to set him down for a nap the other day. And as soon as I set him down, the damn thing just stopped aching. I went and checked it, and, well, he kind of like scrunches up the shirt on the back of his, from the back of his trousers and lifts it up. The damn scar just disappeared, sir.
He narrows his eyes at that, and he'll just incredulously reach out and just touch the area. I'm assuming he's seen the scar before.
Yeah,
He's known him
you've seen
long
the
enough.
scar. It was this kind of like blot-shaped scar that he took from, as you recall, he got it from a skeleton that kind of impaled him through the kidneys.
That's incredible.
It's, say that again, sir. I've never quite seen anything like it. It's,
Denier told me something as well. He said that he tried to cast a spell on him to walk into his dreams. Or something. I don't know. I chewed him out pretty good for that one, but what he said next was, it said that Elliot shunted him out of his dream. Forcefully. That kind of magic doesn't exist, Jamad. Not in almost a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old. How old is he? I've been going for too long.
he's 2, sir. So
Right.
Coming up on 3.
I need to fucking retire.
I think that'd be best for all of us, sir.
It's not good for the world, though.
Well, just gotta get the world to a better place. The, school has been doing quite well in your absence, actually. Your, well, I was gonna save this for when they came back, but your cousin made it to town.
Really?
Aye, it was good to see the old boy again.
That's great. My raven didn't come back, did it? Or I guess it went to him and stayed there.
Yeah, it went with him, and he just kind of kept it.
Ah.
I mean, it was his.
That's true. That's true. Felt badass. I'll have to stop by there once everything starts to settle down. There's a plague going on, huh?
Aye, seems to mostly be affecting the lower districts. Horrible what's happened to those folk. Their bodies are just melting, wasting away into nothingness.
Even after all we did, still not enough.
Church of the Light's been doing its damnedest to keep up with it all.
I'm glad I went to that preacher then. Got myself cleansed.
I did it at the right time, sir. Apparently, if you catch it early enough. Well, should I make you some tea, sir, and perhaps get dinner going?
That sounds lovely. By the way, I might have gotten you an assistant.
Oh. Well, in my old age, I'm sure I'll appreciate it, sir.
Yeah, he's, let's just say he owes me. And he'll be working with you to make your life a little bit easier around here.
I look forward to making his acquaintance there. And Master Teawig, where's...
They're in the, Venarial is, looking after him right now. They're, some strange magic, it's beyond me, druidic stuff.
Right. Well, I'll prepare an extra serving just in case they wish to attempt to partake again.
I think they'd like that.
Jamat nods his head. Welcome home, sir. There's
That's
a
good.
fresh bottle of rye waiting for you in the office.
Yep. Walk up there real quick.
All right, Asmo,
Yep.
you're heading out to find Garrick.
Yes, I am.
By the way, welcome back, Shadow.
Thank you.
There he is, officer. Get him.
Wait, what?
He's already in the detention center. All right,
2
so
weeks
you
detention.
yeah, so you start wandering the streets trying to find Garrick on patrol.
Let's go to Garrick's house.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I'd like to go to Garrick's house.
Oh, okay, you can definitely do that. You start wandering into the
Liesel?
mountainside, into the dwarven borough of the city.
Deep.
Yep, sounds of metalwork everywhere, lots of clanking chains, the sound of molten steel being poured into various vats. It's a very industrious part of town.
A lot of action happening here.
Yeah, you find your way to his apartment.
Well, I knocked upon it with the traditional raps of knock, 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 knock.
No answer from the inside of the apartment.
Alrighty, well then he's gonna... It looks left and right. Is anyone watching him?
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
La, 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 la. 10!
If anybody is, you don't see him. So you think you're clear.
Alrighty. Asmo pulls out a piece of paper,
Mhm.
and he's gonna write this down. It's Asmo. I'm back in town. It's Asmo. I'm back in town. Connolly Estate. And I slide it underneath the door.
All right.
Is there a window into his place?
Yeah, there's a window on the side.
I'd like to peek my little snake head in with the
go ahead.
one eye that's working.
Yeah, it's you're still adjusting to the fact that you only have one eye. Which, by the way, how have you bandaged up the other side? Or how do you look now? I should say.
There is a scar along his right. We said it was his right eye, right?
Yeah, you lost your right eye.
Yeah, the right eye. It has a nice scar right down. One of those diagonal ones. Kind of goes down to the bottom of the ear and kind of starts up middle of the forehead. So nice slice right along the head there.
And you just have the gooey eye just out in the open air. Or do you have anything wrapped around it?
I have bandages wrapped around.
All right.
Just simple bandages.
So you can see the scar peeking out from one side to the other side of the bandage.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and give me a perception check, checking through the window.
Already. Even worse, 8.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you're still trying to adjust to seeing with only one eye. You see a bunch of dark shapes on the inside, but there's no light in there, so you can't really make out anything.
Yeah, are the shapes moving?
No, it's just standing still as if nobody's in there.
Well, Asmo left a note. Above game, I'm wondering if I even want to try and go break in there and see what's happening. But the hibbity haps. But I'm wondering if that's too much.
Your call.
And Asmo realizes he might miss that thing, so Asmo is going to very delicately and carefully try and unlock the door.
All right.
Away from the door, though, so it's behind the back one.
All right. That'd be a thief's tool check.
21.
You very easily pop that lock and disarm the traps that he has set on that door.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
What kind of traps did he have?
He had what appeared to be some form of alarm that would go off, as well as a fire rune that would have ignited had the lock not been properly undone.
Oh, Garrett, you are so very and that is what's so great about you.
Asmo steps over it, whoop, takes that note off the ground, and places it on the table. Kind of like a card.
As you step into this room, it's very clean. He keeps a tidy space. Also very simple. He's got a table with 2 chairs. He's got a bed off in the corner. It's a simple studio, basically, one room. But on the on the back wall, there is this board. It looks like the Pepe Sylvia board from Always Sunny. Just like a whole bunch of red string and pins, names and shit, trying to dismantle this criminal enterprise.
Anything that I'd like to observe this pretty carefully, try and track what everything's pointing towards. Person of interest.
All right. As you look at this board, you see that there are connections in a lot of places. He thinks that Xander Crowley might be involved in this cabal somehow. He knows that the chief of the constabulary is in somebody's pocket. He knows that the Deadeyes and the Fey Runners have been working together, as well as the Whisper Wisps.
Fey Runners. Whisper Wisps?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm writing all this down.
They're all... This shadowy cabal just seems to be formed around this, and there are several names, including one that you gave him a very long time ago. He has, under the Deadeyes, which I'm assuming is the one that you're most interested in.
Yeah.
The list of their lieutenants, the Shadows. There's the one that he's called Smoke, the woman that you dealt with when you were dealing with that hallucinogen plot.
Yes.
There's Mr. Big, who is deceased. And then there is one without a sketch, just simply labeled Deus. And they are beneath...
What does it say? What does it say about him?
There's very little information on him other than the fact that he's definitely one of the higher-ups in the organization at the moment. In fact, those 3 names are below only one, and that's the leader, which he doesn't even have the name of.
So pretty much Mr. Big, Smoke, and Deus. Those are the 3 lieutenants underneath the leader.
Yep, and Mr. Big is dead. He was killed during the Fumidin incident.
Woohoo!
Which he also has notes on.
Wasn't he the guy I was a therapist for briefly?
Yes, he was the guy you were briefly a therapist for, and then the Wraith had to kill him after Asmo outed Garrick as the Wraith.
Tuig is still upset about that. Sorry.
It's been so long, I forgot. I didn't do that. Oh, wait. Yeah, I did. Eso just kind of takes the Deus note off the wall and just stares at it for a second. Nods to himself and puts it back.
Oh boy. Garrick, you let yourself go a little bit. Hey.
Asmo he places the note on the table and looks back at the giant board of conspiracy and just... Asmo's also going to reset up the traps, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Since you knew how to dismantle them, you can reset them as you exit and lock the door.
Asmo's just saying to himself,
Garrick's gonna be so impressed when he gets back. His traps are all running. He's gonna be like, no one broke into my place. Then there's gonna be a note on the table. And I'm gonna be like, gotcha, bitch.
Asmo says, just chuckling to himself, but he keeps looking back at that board.
You take one last look at it. I'm assuming you leave at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you take one last look at it as you close the door and relock it behind you. And you make your way back to the Connolly estate.
Yep.
Denier.
Yes.
After you were separated from the group, you are led deep, deep down into essentially the dungeon of Dragon's Rest, where you are set in a cell to await interrogation.
Mm-hmm. Not an unfamiliar feeling.
The time ticks by. Eventually, you feel the air begin to get a little colder as the heavy steel, rune-encrusted raw iron, rune-encrusted gate creaks open. You see, flanked by 2 Queensguard, Lady Tia. Good.
Daenerys stands at attention and he gives her a little bow.
Good evening, Mr. Highwind.
Good evening, Lady Tia.
I've promised your friends that I would make this as quickly as possible. Now, I simply seek to discover whether or not there is any influence of that creature on you still.
Very well.
I have one simple request, and that's that you open your mind to me.
Very well.
She smiles, nods to the side, as one of the guards approaches you and places a sack on top of your head. This will be over quickly. You begin to feel drowsy. If you wish to fight this, you can make a wisdom save.
I will not. I will forego my save.
You drift into a deep, deep magical-induced slumber.
Is this the same thing that happened last time? Or different?
No. This, I mean, it's a magical sleeping spell, so you're familiar with the effects of it.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a voice in your dreams. This all could have been a lot easier if you just let me help.
I don't need you. Like I said, I will do this myself.
Need is such a strong word. Of course you don't need. Just trying to look out for you is all. Do you really trust her?
About as much as I trust you.
And yet you submit to her.
I've seen what happens when you submit to that which you may have been. I've seen what happens to those. And I don't want that for myself. I don't want that. I've seen Cold Reach, what your master did to dear sweet Clara. I've seen what it did to the minions of its. I've seen what it's done to the High Master of Iceforge. That will not be me. I will not give myself to the creature the same way that Fezziwig has done and given himself to the Jester of Bordeaux.
Fair enough. It's been fun though, hasn't it?
You're going to have to elaborate on that.
No. I'm not. See, I don't have to do anything, Denier.
No, it hasn't been fun. Finding myself walking through oceans of blood every night. Finding myself running and hiding from beasts that want to hunt me. No, it hasn't been fun. I want it to stop. And I'm making sure that when the time comes, I'll be ready to stop it.
Very well. I'll leave you for now. I just wanted to thank you.
Thank me?
It was boring being tethered to that brute. But now that you and your companions took care of him, it's like a weight has been lifted. Farewell, Denier.
He was holding you down. Safeguarding everybody from you. Denier
Something like that. Either way, enjoy what you're dealing with now. I'll see you later. Denier.
Red.
As his voice kind of echoes and his consciousness kind of fetters away from your mind, I want you to make me a, this is involuntary, simply your body fighting something, a wisdom save.
Okie doke. That is a 9. Wait a minute.
You begin to feel very, very cold. And then suddenly incredibly, incredibly hot. You feel as though your entire body, mind, and consciousness is being constricted into this tiny ball. You take 10 psychic damage.
Oof.
As these flashes of gaping mouths and hairy eyeballs start fettering through your mind in this mishmash cornucopia of horror. You see memories flitting through your mind, just draining out of this rag. This ball is just being squeezed of these memories as they drain out. You see every interaction that you've had with the Jester. You've seen the moment that you were taken over. And you see all of the conversations that you've had between your friends. Every conversation you've had with Ramses. As your consciousness slips back to darkness. Meanwhile, back at the Connolly Estates, T-Wig eventually... actually, we'll join up with T-Wig. Asmo, you make it to the Connolly Estate before T-Wig does, as T-Wig is ongoing an hour-long session.
Event.
Yeah, an hour-long event creating the world's first orc dwarf.
Dwark.
Yeah, dwark. Good old dwark. So, Asma, you arrive to the Connolly Manor before T-Wig. You're muted, by the way.
Kurt?
Motherfucker. All right. When I set it to mute, remember, Kurt, take mute off before you speak again. And then I forgot. Okay, Asmo knocks upon the door.
Jamat comes and answers the door. He's got his sleeves rolled up. Oh, Master Osmo, you're...
I'm on the Connolly estate. Please refer to me as Uncle Fuck.
Nope, don't do that.
I shall not.
Why ask you? What?
He points. What happened to you?
This really powerful, attractive lady cut my eye out.
He just sort of nods.
Yeah, it's okay. I had to kill it.
No, it adds up.
No, it does. Just she was like technically like a what's the son of a god or daughter of a god?
A demigod?
That's it. That's what she was. Yeah. Excuse me. Asmo takes off his boots. It's been a long adventure, and I need to go raid something in this house to find me an eye patch for this because I think this is arousing more questions. So.
Right.
Does anyone have eye patches here? This feels like a house that would have weird things like eye patches.
It very well might,
I'll just go.
Honest.
I'll just go through all your personal stuff, Wolfgang.
Don't do that.
All right, Asmo goes to do that.
Wolfgang just haphazardly calling from a different room.
Stop.
Don't do that.
No, stop. Come back.
I'm just waiting for Wolfgang to share the Xbox.
All right,
It's Elliot's turn to play the Xbox.
All right, Asmo, go ahead and give me an investigation check as you're rummaging through all of Wolfgang's shit.
This room is just a bunch of old leathery bits. Like I can't find anything here. God.
Investigation, you say?
Yep.
Natural 0.
Oh my god.
Natural 1 with a -1.
You find something that might work, but it's kind of like bulbousy and weird. It actually fits your head a little well. Jamat stumbles in on you as he's walking to check on Elliot, wake him from his nap. That's a cod piece, sir.
It's a what?
A cod piece. He's got.
Why do we have one?
Well, your grandfather was quite particular with his ornate nature.
Listen.
Huh.
As much as I am a one-eyed snake, I think having a cod piece over my one eye, my one eye that's missing, is a little too on the nose.
That's what places it daintily back where he found it.
Throw it back in the trunk.
You might.
Nah, I'll wander. I'll just go through town, go to a local weather shop or local eye patch salesman, and steal something. I don't know.
There aren't many stores still open there, sir, but
Is Timmery's open?
Hi.
There you go.
Yeah, Timmery might be able to help you out over at Talos and Timmery's.
See.
My brother and Talos tend to have a good number of wares.
If that were a ware, hell, we got T-Wig out of them. Speaking of which, I wonder where T-Wig is.
I hope they arrive soon enough. Supper should be ready in about 20 minutes.
Why do you don't have to worry about that with T-Wig? T-Wig's just gonna rub it against their face.
It's nice to give them the option to rub something against their face.
You know what? Can't deny that. All right, where's the expensive unopened booze? I feel like celebrating.
Just kind of motions towards Wolfgang's office. Where it usually is.
All right. Oh, Wolfgang! Hear the clink of a glass. Azo comes in with a glass, held with both hands.
My boy's
What?
sleeping still.
Places the glass on the table.
He'll roll his eyes and open up a
Barkeep.
bottle of rye.
Barkeep. Asmo goes with one finger while you're pouring. Asmo then goes to 2 finger, then to 3 fingers, and then to just the whole hand. Just fill it up to the top. Come on. You know I'm good for it. I'll buy you another bottle. Come on.
Yeah, you better. This is expensive shit.
Hey, I don't get to it.
Fill the glass up.
Oh my god. Oh. Just starts the tongue there, like darting in and out really quickly.
And as you two are enjoying your nightcap, Jamat comes wandering down the stairs. I know a little certain someone who's excited to see the two of you. As he's holding in his arms little toddler Elliot, who becomes immensely bright-eyed seeing the two of you sitting there. Dada, Uncle Fuck!
No, Asmo, Uncle Asmo, Elliot. Oh, it's good to see you, Poplin. He'll rush over there.
He's gonna look at this eye and just go, "Oh, you better stop," you know.
How you been, lad?
Daddy! He starts like tugging on your beard, which has gotten longer since you.
Yep.
Daddy, the whisker big.
Yeah, you're talking so good now.
I learn.
Yeah, you're doing so good,
Learning.
Pop. Learning real well. Have you been having fun with Uncle Jamat?
He buries his head into your chest, just kind of bashfully.
I bet you missed me too.
And he wraps his hands around your neck. Well, his arms around your neck. Just strangles the fuck now.
Help me, Gordon!
Jamat wasn't kidding, by the way. He feels very warm to the touch. The same sort of radiant warmth that you feel whenever you give off one of your holy attacks.
Huh. Bit warm, kiddo. Yeah.
He
sleeping all right?
He nods as he looks up to you, and then his eyes drift over to Asmo. Boo boo. Uncle Fuck Boo Boo.
Big boo boo.
Oh, Uncle Asmo. Yes, Uncle Asmo got a boo boo.
Asmo, every time you say Asmo, you don't see Asmo, but he's mouthing the word buck every time.
And when you do that,
I'm
Elliot giggles.
I'm gesturing with like a finger gun towards his head, just like I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, Elliot actually kind of like reaches out towards Asmo, just kind of like clasps his hands. Boo boo.
He'll narrow his eyes a little bit and sort of hand him off to Asmo.
What the hell are you doing? No, what are you doing? Asmo just got the baby full extension out, far away. What have you done? No.
Play with your nephew, Uncle.
Uncle Fuck.
I'll just turn to Jamat. We're gonna have to curb that at some point. We're just.
I have tried, sir.
Asmo's like slowly trying to bring the baby towards him. Like slowly bringing like doom and despair towards him.
It's kind of like patting the side of your face. Funny enough, the throbbing pain on the side of your head that you've had since losing that eye almost seems to numb a little bit.
That's good seeing you, Elliot. Your dad stayed safe, took care of me, took care of our friend Demir, and T-Wig as well. And looks like you've been taken care of as well. You've gotten plump.
He's
Plump baby.
he has definitely grown since you've last seen him. Not like a whole lot, but as a young child in the middle of a growth spurt, there is definitely a noticeable weight difference.
You get strong. When you're old enough to help me out with something, I'm gonna make you do it very nicely.
Yeah. He just nods very enthusiastically.
All right, take your kin. I suppose.
I'll scoop him back up.
All right, there we go. There we go. Wash your hands.
Does Asmo look any different?
The scarring on his face seems to have... It's less red than it was, and is kind of turning to more of a yellowish, as if like the scar itself has aged or set more properly.
Just eye Jamat quickly.
Jamat subtly nods.
Mm-hmm. Well, I should probably go back and check on the stew.
Right.
T-Wig, at about this time, you'd be making your way back from the Whistlestein Spire with you.
On our way back, can I swing by like a store and buy you a very nice like outfit?
Sure, it's still relatively early in the evening. The sun is still up. As you wander through town, you're able to find a
I have
clothing
10
store
gold.
that still happens to be open.
I have 10 gold pieces to my name.
That should be more than enough to buy at least relatively decent clothing.
All right, I will do that really quick, just so you comes in wearing something nice.
You buy him pretty much just like a nice blouse and a coat and a pair of trousers that fit him well enough.
So you think it'll be okay? They're not gonna make me leave, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't really know where else to go.
We'll just stay with Jamat at Wolfgang's house and help him out with cleaning and stuff. And if you can take care of my garden, that would be great.
Yeah, I think I can learn how to try to do that.
You feeling okay?
This is just it's different. I'm nervous.
It's okay to be nervous. I was too.
How did you deal with it?
I just watched and learned. Plus, I had friends to help me.
I'm glad I have my friend to help me then.
And
Anytime.
for the first time, you actually kind of see him start to... It looks kind of like a snicker, but you can tell he's trying to smile.
It's like a toothless thing where he's like,
Yeah, it's like his lip twitches upward slightly, just...
I just give him a hug. Just like a foop, big hug.
And he
Aw,
very
you're doing-
tentatively hugs you back.
Doing such a good job. Okay, let's go tell Wolfgang that I may have made an elf-dwarf hybrid. Or dwarf-orc hybrid.
It's not what I am! God
Huh?
damn it!
Is he here?
He's just kind of wandering the streets.
I don't know what...
Oh boy, Valentine, come with me.
Do I have enough money to get just pants for this man?
Venariel actually dressed him magically.
Thank God. All right.
I don't
Good.
really... I'm just... Look, they told me to go to this place, the Phoenix... Like, the dragon's perch or whatever.
You need it there immediately, or is it just kind of a waiting thing?
They just told me that I'd have a room there and I could stay there and somebody would come by and help me figure out a way back home or something.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm going to Wolfgang's house. If you want to join me before going there, I don't know if this is like an immediate thing or if you have some time,
Look, normally I'd be inclined to join you, but right now this is a very fucking confusing time for me, and I'd really like to try to wrap my head around exactly what the fuck is happening.
That's super fair and understandable. I'll just give Wolfgang the good news and best of luck getting home.
Appreciate it. You know what? I actually really do appreciate it. The fact that you're here and the fact that I'm here means that you won, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. And Vander's gone.
Wow.
Now the West will come back to life. And the flowers and the trees will return.
I've been hesitant to ask, but I saw a few of my people die. The rest of them, did they?
I'm sorry.
Well, it's the way it is, I suppose.
You'll see them again.
Suppose I will.
I hope.
Thank you for everything.
Of course, anytime. And if you see Doggood back in the West, tell him T-Wig says hello, okay?
I will.
All right.
He lifts his hand up to try to tip his hat to you, but there's no hat there.
Baby steps.
Yeah. You take care. And give my thanks to everyone else.
Of course. Okay, come on, you.
Of course. Bye.
You wait. He pats the dwarf on the head. Oh, and you wander off.
Right. I'm like full on running to Wolfgang's house.
Yeah, you's pretty easily able to keep up.
Breathing. Okay.
And I just throw open the front door.
Wolfgang!
You see in there, Wolfgang is currently holding his son, who turns, Elliot turns to you. Bunny!
You're half right! Wolfgang!
Yeah, well, yes, I'm
Do
here.
you want the good news or the bad news?
Bad news first.
Yeah.
Okay, I may have fucked something up, but it kind of worked out.
Hey! Language.
Sorry, right. I may have frugaled something up.
Your Uncle Frugal now.
Foogle.
Yeah, it's like a bugle. Sorry. The good news is I'm not going to jail. The bad news is I may have revived or resurrected or reincarnated Valentine.
Just narrows his eyes at T-Wig. How many people parts do you have?
I
just like kind of put a hand to my chest.
You do not want the answer to that question.
T-Wig?
No, it's not this is mine.
I just like kind of move my body back away from Wolfgang.
I got bees, bodies, and I think I still have the bobblehead. Yep, I have a lot of things in here, but they're my things.
You can't just keep doing that. The people are going to get confused.
Well, it's already pretty confusing for Valentine because he came back as a dwarf.
I think I drank too much of this, or not enough. I don't know what point I'm at. Jamat, top me off.
So
He does.
oh hi Jamat. This is probably crazy for you.
Master T-Wig.
Hello. So yeah, the Nariel sent Valentine is gonna try and take him back to the West, I guess. So,
great. As long as he's alive, I guess, great.
Yep. And I'm not gonna go to. Yep.
Anyway, why did you do that? It's my
Well, Nariel was asking a lot of questions, and I was meaning to do it anyway. Because after the fight, I picked up Valentine's eyeball. And you guys seem to like him a lot, so I just thought, it would make you sad if he was just gone.
He said thank you, by the way.
Oh, yeah, thank you. He did say that.
Jamat now notices that there is the clothing that you got him is, all black, kind of matches his skin tone. Jamat now noticing amidst the night sky that he is standing there.
Oh, hello, sir. I didn't see you there. Is he a friend of yours?
That is you, and he is your new assistant.
Hi, I'm going to help. I'm you. Oh, this won't get confusing. Sure, please, come on in. Welcome. Thank you. I'll, let everybody get adjusted and I can, show you around.
And Jamat begins to wander off with you to take him on essentially just a tour of the home. As he walks off,
This is the ancestral Connolly estate. You'll notice that the hardwoods are blah, 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 blah.
as he wanders off.
I think he'll be happy here.
Bunny.
Hello. You're bigger. Now the big birds can't carry you away.
His eyes kind of widen.
well, I mean, birds of many sizes out there.
Giant eagle probably, but
There's a knock at the front door.
Open the door.
You see Garrick standing there in his constabulary uniform.
Oh,
Oh.
I had a message. Said that,
Yes, you did.
there you are.
Come
you
on
son of a
in.
bitch.
As he
You
walks
son of a
walks
bitch.
in.
Hi, language.
Son of a bitch!
Give me a hug. Give me a hug, you bastard.
Bastard!
Gonna strangle every one of you.
Every one of
I
you.
don't have a neck.
He's as Elliot reaches out, clenching his hands. Every one of you.
Everyone will die.
Oh god.
Garrick goes in. He's taken aback as he notices that you're missing an eye.
Whoa, what the?
Girl troubles. Girl troubles. That's what this is. Yes,
Wolf reaches for recreation.
Good to have all of you back. Asmo, would I,
Shall we step outside for a talk? Yes, we shall step outside for a talk.
I would like to insight this.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Asmo
Natural one.
Asmo might be cheating on Tia.
If T-Wig had a mouth, it would be that big tall circle like that.
Just reaches for a piece of charcoal, draws a big frowny face.
Yeah.
When you're going for the eyebrows, but you do them pointing down, but away from your eyes, so it's more of a sad shock.
Oh no. The plot fucking thickens and T-Wig's fucking...
I can't believe Asmo's life is just a light novel to T-Wig. It's kind of wild.
I mean, it's all T-Wig's got, man.
It was
As you guys step outside, Garrick goes from his smiling demeanor and his face. He loses his smile pretty quick as the door closes and the shadows overtake you outside.
I'm guessing things have gotten so much better and everything's grand and swell here in Dragon's Reach.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
All right. Say what you want to say, man. Say your piece.
I take it you saw my board.
Yes, I did. You doing okay?
Something's going on, Asmo. Something big is coming.
I saw the people.
Yeah,
Saw the people on your list there, and
all of them working together on something.
they're all
The
getting
disease was just a part of it. This unrest, everything that's been happening, it's all leading to something.
it's a
And
power
if this has been what's leading up to something, I don't want to know.
It's not a
The
matter
system
of
is
if you
corrupt.
want. I mean, it's not a matter if you want to know. You're gonna find out eventually. The question is if it's under your terms or its terms. Whatever the fuck is coming our way.
See, that's the thing. I might have an informant that's willing to talk to me.
That's weak. What can you say? I'm gonna keep an incognito.
Somebody who's been on the inside. Somebody who wants to stop whatever is coming.
Yeah.
There's a lot of corruption here, Asmo. I don't know how high it goes. I know that my boss is in on it. I know that my boss's boss is in on it. And I'm pretty sure their boss is in on it, but I don't know how high up this goes. I'm meeting with this person in 2 days.
Where?
The lower district.
Are you meeting them on? Is that a mutually agreed upon location, or was that their idea?
It was agreed upon. A safe space.
Where is safe in the lower district right now?
Admittedly, not a lot of places,
Mm-hmm.
but I've managed to find one or two. I need someone who's got my back, Asmo.
No, you. What's the name of your informant, though?
Goes by Fulcrum.
Fulcrum. F-U-L or F-A-L?
FOL.
F-O-L. Okay, Fulcrum.
How long has he been working for them? Because I noticed you had Dead Eyes, Fey Runners, Whisper Wisp up in the wall. Is he one of them?
I think
Is he
so.
Maybe
There's somebody high up enough to know that something's happening, but I'm not just going to be foolish enough to trust it outright, which is why I just need somebody there in case something goes down. I said I'd meet one-on-one,
Oh, well.
but if somebody were, say, nearby and something were to start,
Well, it needs to do what they need to, right?
right.
I hear ya.
That's my winks. Keep sipping. He's drinking booze out in the front yard of Wolfgang's house.
So,
You working tonight?
every night.
Why don't you come inside and have dinner with everybody? For 5 minutes. For 5 minutes. Pretend the world isn't on fire. For 5 damn minutes. Because when I walked across that desert, got my eye sliced out, I resigned myself to die. A green glow soaking right into my bones, and I could feel it rotting me from the inside out. But those people in there, they saved my ass. So everything else is borrowed time, as far as I'm concerned. And I'd like to share a bit of that with you. So how about you, for the first time in probably a long time, take a few moments to yourself and drink Wolfgang's alcohol.
Kind of cracks a bit of a smile. First genuine one you've seen tonight. What can I say? You always got an eye out for me, huh?
Oh, I do. Now it's somewhere else. Yeah. One-eyed snake jokes.
He drinks his booze.
As he throws his arm around you. Fine, one night.
Yeah,
He
you
like looks down to your belt. That's a fancy sword you got.
Oh, my good friend. The story that is both heartbreaking and bloody will be worthwhile telling at the dinner table.
All right. As you guys re-enter, Jamat serves up some stew. And here is where we will take a break. Hey guys, Lani here. If you're liking what you're watching, feel free to hit that subscribe button and that like button. It really helps me feel the love for this series. And if you want to catch us live, feel free to hit us up on twitch.tv/Lanipator Mondays at 5 o'clock Central Time. Thanks for rolling with me. Now let's get back to the action. As the night goes by, Denier never shows up. Neither does Miguel. Apparently he's out for the evening, or at least during dinner he doesn't show up. After enjoying your guys' company, Garrick eventually dismisses himself to go get some work done. He does stay there for significantly longer than you expected him to, though, Asmo, as you share stories, and he basically does his damnedest to believe what you're telling him happened in the West.
I scowl at him the entire time.
Garrick? Or
Yeah,
Asmo?
Garrick.
Funny enough, as you
Jesus.
look on at Garrick and you're scowling at him, you get a conflicting feeling deep within you about him. Like, almost the exact opposite feeling of what you're trying to feel.
This would be a lot easier if I had eyebrows.
Every now and again, he'll, like, glance over during the conversation, just notice you staring at him. And just wave.
The moment he waves at me, I lose all my like negative attitude and wave back instinctually, like, "Oh, hello."
It comes quite naturally to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the night goes on. Asmo, do you leave at some point, or are you just crashing here?
I'm crashing here.
All right. Jamat informs you that the room at the far end of the hallway to the left is now Miguel's room.
I see.
But the room that you've normally crashed in is still fine.
It's good to hear.
All right, how does everybody else spend the rest of their evening as Jamat is still kind of like showing you the ropes around the place, kind of assuring him that, look, we'll get properly into what you'll be helping me with tomorrow once we figure out exactly what it is you do. You. Yeah, no problem. Would you like some stew? You? No, I don't really need to eat. And you just kind of like stands in the corner a lot.
Try to be wallflower, but that's ridiculous, dude.
Hey, you might need to eat. I mean, it's really good soup.
I suppose I could try it. As T-Wig's just like basically pouring it on the front of their faceplate, dribbling down their chest.
Soaking it into the pores of the metal.
It's gonna have a nice soup smell to it.
Yeah.
There's worse smells.
Like old soup.
Oh no!
Good times are had in the evening, although for the most part you continue to worry about Denier. Speaking of whom,
Oh.
Oh boy.
Denier, you no longer feel like you're being wrung out, but you still feel yourself floating in this vast abyss. Floating as if being propelled forward by various squishy limbs. You find yourself alone in this sea. Every now and again, it feels like a tentacle just kind of like writhes down your body and squiggles past. It's pitch black.
Then you're just going to crouch down. Usual tactics, crouch down, try to move away from the sound of the noises.
These are similar to what you're used to, but this realm is very different. You have no foothold anywhere. So you basically kind of like scrunched yourself into a ball.
Mm-hmm. Can I attempt to will myself forward?
Go ahead and attempt a wisdom check. Just to check.
Okie doke. That is a 9.
As you attempt to move, you feel this tendril lash around your arm and around your other arm and basically like around both your legs and stretch you out as if you're being drawn and quartered. You feel these appendages kind of like wrap around your skull. These lanky, slimy digits.
And that's when Daenerys going to start thrashing and fighting. Biting if he can. He's trying to bite at anything that comes near him.
You try in vain. Everything here is a psychic projection.
Mm-hmm.
You may attempt a wisdom save if you wish to try to break free of all of this.
Absolutely. That's a 13.
As you attempt to break free, you can feel your mind snap back into place. But you hear the whispers, "Not done. More secrets."
No secrets for you.
Give them mine information. Information!
Piss off! I attempt to use the Will of Arcanos.
As you do so, you awaken. You hear the sound of dripping around you, and that same... As you're slowly fading in and out of consciousness, you hear voices.
He looks like he's woken up. We should put him back down. Put him back down.
Make another wisdom save to attempt to stay conscious if you wish to.
17.
Let them know he's not submitting.
Your arms and legs are wrapped in chains. You hear the screechy creature. Make me a perception check.
Okie doke. Nat 1.
There's far too many noises around you for you to pick up any individually. It's very hard not to focus on the hot breath streaming down your neck. Yeah, that's all you get as this situation around you is just so perplexing and foreign. You're not entirely sure where you are or what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that you are imprisoned somewhere, and there's a creature attempting to probe your brain.
This is not good.
You feel This time I'm going to need you to make a Constitution check.
Okie
You
doke.
feel a sharp thwack in the back of your neck.
That's a nat 20.
All right. Well, let me roll to hit
Yeah,
here, as you are
balance is
considered
out.
helpless. All right, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage to the back of your head,
Mm-hmm.
but you remain conscious.
You should just admit it'd be a lot easier this way.
I'm looking at the voice. Can I look at the voice?
You can swivel your head, but your head is still wrapped in a bag.
Mm-hmm. What the hell are you doing to me?
Get any information. We need to know all the things that you know to make sure you're safe for the public.
There's something behind me. I've heard this sound before. Just
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm talking about.
I think he might be delusional. Think he's already gone crazy.
I'm saner than I've ever been, friend.
Well, we'd like to make sure of that, if that's alright. Now, please, go back to sleep. Oh, it's all just a dream.
Insight.
Go for it.
18. Do I believe that he's working for Tia and, or
you know
is
that
this...
they were the last person that you saw.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that you have various bits of information at your disposal
Mm-hmm.
that could potentially point you towards these guys being part of Tia's entourage. But what you're not quite sure of is whether or not he's being truthful about there actually being a creature here or not.
Can I make an intelligence check with what I've heard from Ramses to determine if this thing could potentially be what Eadric Kinch gave her? With my knowledge of these creatures and everything that I have put together thus far.
I'd say you could make an intelligence check, but it's going to be a pretty high threshold.
That's 11.
Once again, you're kind of in the dark here. You have suspicions. Your mind is spinning.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make me another wisdom save. As
Okie
you
doke.
feel your head begin to spin more and more.
15.
Your head begins to spin uncontrollably. In fact, it feels like it's actually doing 360s on your body where you are sitting right now. You can feel your neck just twirling and twirling and twirling as you begin to spiral upward.
Mm-hmm.
Your sense of reality is shaking. The pain that you felt in the back of your head subsides as you hear another voice. See, we could still be having fun right now. Let me
help you, Denier?
You see the face in front of you. The red, elven, grinning face of the one you have called Red.
Why? Why should I?
Why should you accept my help?
I've seen what happens when those accept your help. Last time I reached out, it bit me in the end. I've learned my lessons. I want nothing to do with these gems. I want nothing to do with the bleeding god. I want to be done with all this.
The voice shifts to another familiar voice. Well done, Denier. I can see that you're free and clear of any of this influence.
Denier stops for a second. Tia's voice or Venariel?
Tia.
Yeah. He slowly tries to start looking around.
You can feel stone beneath you again as the bag is removed from your head. You are still in the cell.
Denier's just hyperventilating a little bit. Hands going to his head. Hands shaking.
I must apologize for the intensity of your trial, but there are very few ways to know for sure.
Slowly nods. Your ways are unique, but they're always effective.
It is why I practice them. Now, I'm sure your friends have been missing you. It's been some time.
How long has it been?
2 days.
Oh.
Is there anything that anybody wanted to do the previous day in the other side of the party?
I honestly want to just dump everything I got. I wanted to take everything from Timmery's, everything I got from that temple, everything that I threw into that my sack, and I wanted to see how much money I got for it because Asmo's kind of broke right now.
All right. Everybody decides. I'm guessing everybody decides to make or at the very least, Asmo and T-Wig would make a Talos and Timmery's run.
Yep.
All right. As you, Wolfgang, would you also like to go, or do you have other business that you'd like to take care of this day? Asmo and T-Wig it is.
Yes, it is. Okay, yeah, we're going.
All right, you guys make it to Talos and Timmery's. The day following, you're still concerned the fact that you haven't seen or heard from Denier just yet, but you know, the process probably takes some time. As you get in the shop, door opens up. Welcome to Talos and Tim. Dear God, man, what happened to your eye?
Lover's spat. You know how it goes. All right.
He just like sort of shrugs and nods.
I am trying to find my page with everything I wrote down. One sec, I'm going through multiple notepads here. Ooh,
Hey, Uncle. Hey, Uncle Talos.
Hello there, Scrap.
I
Being a little literal there, your ears kind of hanging low.
Yeah, I could use a
on.
doctor's visit.
He's been keeping
also
some weird
wallow too.
hours. Let's see if he's...
Yeah, swallow to it, bro.
Tim! Tim! Tim, right! Tim!
Timmer!
The trap door behind him opens.
Send him down, Jesus!
You're free to go.
Okie dokie. Actually, before I go down there, I do have some stuff to sell. I have 5 paintings.
Yeah, but are these the ones? Are these the ones from the temple, T-Wig? I gotta write that down here. On my
Yep, I have 5 fine art paintings and 3 very nice oil paintings.
Here you are.
2 perfect rubies.
Yeah, yo, tink tink.
And I have flasks of deer urine.
Hey, don't knock that. That saved my goddamn life. It did.
With 3 vials of deer urine and 1 flask of deer urine.
I could probably give you a silver apiece for the deer urine.
Did you not hear the part about how it saved my life?
Oh, I heard. I just don't believe you.
I'll hold on to 1 vial. You never know, and then I'll give you the rest. So that's 3.
All right, here's 3 silver. Sets it out. Rubies, I can give you 700 gold for the set.
700 gold for the rubies, and sold. There you go, sir.
As for the art, we don't really much deal with art, but I like the look of that one. I'll give you 150 gold for it.
Was that an oil painting or a fine art piece? Because the oil paintings are big. I remember that.
Fine art piece.
All right. So, I'm pretty sure I took them, but I have them written here for my inventory. So
I think we went with one of those unwritten rules. If we have a bag of holding, we can just kind of take shit ad nauseum a little bit.
Okay. Well,
No worries. Asma can just pull them out.
So he wants one of the fine art pieces.
Yeah, I'll give you 150 gold for it. He's
Sold.
not really an art dealer. He's just like, that one looks cool.
All right, I'll sell that one to him. And then I have branches of wormwood. 5 branches of wormwood.
He'll offer you 5 silver apiece.
5 silver apiece. I'll sell 4 of them for 2
right.
gold. And keep 1. Because you never know.
You never know.
Man, I've had this potion for forever. I have an invisibility potion. I've never used it.
So many things we forgot about.
I know I have it. I've just never had an opportunity to use it because I've been healing people over and over again. I'm actually going to give that to you, Kurt. I'm going to give you my invisibility potion because I feel like you would probably make use of it. So I'm going to give Asma the invisibility potion. All right, write that down. I'm going to give you the invisibility potion because I've never been able to utilize it.
Very much.
Yeah, okay, I'm good. I sold, and after that, I'm going to make my way down to Timry's chamber.
As you walk down to Timry's workshop, he seems very tired as he is tinkering with a what seems to be a gauntleted hand, very similar to yours, just slightly larger. Oh, you're back!
Hi! Yep, I sure am.
Looks like you got roughed up again.
Oh, that is an understatement for sure.
Come here. We'll fix you up again.
Appreciate it, thank you.
I sit down.
Want you get trampled by rhinos?
Yes.
He looks at you, wondering if you're joking.
I just look at him back without any change.
I don't know what I expected.
I also got electrocuted a lot.
I can see the scorch marks.
Burned. There's some explosions. Just a lot of everything.
You really travel with a rough crowd.
He starts basically like buffing out all of the damage that he, like the physical damage that he can see and starts trying to readjust, like take some like tinkering tools to try to readjust some of your gears and pop out some of the dents in your armor.
Careful about the bees.
Oh, of course, of course.
Uh,
This is gonna take a hot minute for him.
I have a question.
As he starts flicking through some of the smaller or the larger magnifiers of his monocle.
What would that be?
Why did you make me? Like, what was I for?
Honestly, I didn't really know what you were for when I was making you, if I'm to be perfectly honest. I just wanted to see if I could.
Gosh, that sounds familiar.
It's like, yeah, it's how a lot of things happen, really. Sometimes you just wonder if it's possible, and then you find out that it is.
Timry, I can bring people back to life.
He drops one of the tools that he was holding in his mouth. Tink, tink, tink.
Huh?
I have brought 2 people back to life.
Okay.
He's staring at you, knowing that, like, there aren't many. In fact, there aren't any people of known record of being able to resurrect the dead that don't somehow lose the soul in the process.
Do you know how?
Shakes his head.
Okay.
Honestly, you're kind of full of mysteries, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest.
Boy, man.
Wolfgang, is there anything that you wanted to do on this day?
Yeah, I wanted to go talk to Mr. Crowley.
All right, you make your way further into the luxury, the rich guy district, and you make it to Xander Crowley's estate. You're greeted at the door by one of the same black glassed individuals that you've come to know that serve him.
Hello, Mr. Connolly. What brings you by today?
I'm here to talk to Mr. Crowley.
I don't believe he's expecting you, but I can see if he's available.
If you would.
He nods and closes the door. A few moments later, he returns.
Mr. Crowley will see you.
All right, I'll nod and walk in.
The serviceman shows you upstairs to Crowley's study. He's sitting there in what looks to be like just a red smoking jacket. Mr. Connolly, how have you been? Feels like it's been months.
That it has been quite a long time.
So, to what do I owe the pleasure? Can I get you a drink?
I'm fine, thank you. It's about what we talked about earlier, before I left.
I've had a lot of drinks since then. Refresh my memory.
He just holds up his hand and splays it out.
Right. Of course, he's looking around him, making sure that there aren't any windows or the door is closed. Of course, please step over to my desk. We can discuss whatever you'd like.
Okay. He walks over and he puts his hat on a rack.
So, what are you, where would you like to begin?
Well, How about an update first? With any luck, Bohum should be back on his feet any time now.
That is good news. Much as I don't appreciate the rule of those creatures, I gotta say I like them a fair bit more than I do that psychopath up north.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed that there not really much of a kingdom left for them to rule.
Well, it's kind of by their own design at this point. I mean, everything that's been going on has been going on under them, hasn't it?
That is true. Which brings me to why I'm here. The hands.
Hands of the
They
people,
don't-
yes.
They don't work quite openly, I'm assuming.
We've had setbacks in the past, especially when we met with the loss of your grandfather.
Right.
There was a bit of a shake-up, and things kind of had to settle down. I mean, aren't many of us that actually remember the old days right now.
He was assassinated.
And it was a damn shame at that. I still remember that night. Theodora,
What was
she was devastated.
Who?
Theodora Brightscale. She was a member of our ranks. She was
I heard that name
quite
before?
taken with your grandfather. Sorry, what was your question?
Sorry, I think my internet's starting to cut out. What was that name again? Theodora Brightscale?
Theodora Brightscale.
Have I ever heard that name?
You've heard one of those names.
Huh. I'm looking through my notes right now. Damn it. That must be on my old computer. Fuck.
Isn't that
know where I stood.
Derek's last name?
Maybe.
Wait, what?
He was by last night. Speaking of bright scales, I had Garrick over at my house last night. There isn't any relation, is there?
Well, I don't really keep up with that side of the people, so I don't really know. I know the name. I'm guessing you'd be a descendant of hers. Maybe a son?
I'll have to ask him about it next time I see him. But, kind of to discuss different matters. Well, not quite different. The Dragon's Rest is at a very low. I don't know if it's the lowest it's ever been, but
Well, it's certainly
think
seen
if
better
we-
days, I know that much. And it will see
If
better
change
days
was-
yet still.
if change was going to happen and time for it to matter, I think it'd have to happen now.
I couldn't agree more, Mr. Connolly. I couldn't agree more. So, do you have something in mind? Or are you looking to me?
Well, you're the only one I know that has any relation to these hands of the people anymore. Besides my grandfather found that emblem in his study. I don't think the dragons would be willing to relinquish their hold over Dragon's Rest, even if that means that nobody would be left. They'd rule an empty kingdom. I say, and I don't know how open either you or them would be to this idea, but it's clear that without Bahum, the other two can't keep up the slack. There needs to be more people in power here.
I'd agree.
People
But
who would...
that does leave us at a bit of an impasse with the dragons who do want to remain at the top of this food chain, and who, unfortunately, kind of literally are.
Well,
Tell you what, Mr. Connolly. I'll see if I can get some of the remaining members together for a quick powwow. Say, tomorrow night. Would you be interested in joining us?
sure.
Splendid. Meet here. Tomorrow night, after sundown. Just after sundown. Try not to wear anything flashy. He says, like, kind of like gesturing up and down at your white ensemble. We like to keep things a little low-key.
I will be prudent.
Wonderful. I'll, make the arrangements. You like your whiskey, right?
I am a whiskey man.
I'll make sure we're plenty stocked then. Now, anything else I can do for you today?
I didn't bring any of them with me, but we have more than one of the Lily of the Lunar Well.
And that is...
The thing you sent me to go get. To
Right,
steal the
right!
Hoon.
Sorry, lots of drinks, lots of drinks.
We have more
That
than
thing.
one. And
Well,
as
if,
I've come to understand, there are a lot of sick people.
There are. You see a look come across his face. Ah, you tricky bastard. All right. I see where you're dealing with. Yeah, bring it by. We'll make this stuff up and get a few more people on our side.
Very well. I look forward to it. This will be different.
As
For
do
me.
I, Mr. Connolly. It's been a while since I've been able to work with a man of your distinction.
I
You
will
won't
see
regret
tomorrow.
this.
I will
See
see
you
you
tomorrow night.
I'll leave.
All right. Anything you'd like to do for the rest of the day? Anything else to check in on?
I'm going to swing by the Kylum Diaboli if nobody else has
Alright.
anything to do.
You stop in there, out in the courtyard. Appears to be Talia, very long, raven-haired, half-elven woman, teaching some of your students, including one of the ones that you took out on the field trip, Rebecca Whisperwind, the arts of knife throwing, and basically she's giving them an anatomy lesson as well as giving them a lesson on how to throw things to hit said parts of the anatomy. And so you throw it like, and she extends her arm as this sharp blade just flies straight and true into the underside of the neck of what appears to be a basically kind of a amalgamation of a troll.
Ah,
Looks like a troll training dummy.
Gotcha.
Get it under there. Now, unfortunately, these things will continue to regrow unless you burn them, but if you can hit them in some vital areas, that'll... She immediately stops. Everybody,
Acid.
attention!
Acid will also work as well. Fire or acid. That's how you kill a troll's regenerative properties.
And that's why he's the man in charge. She clasps her hands together and gives you like a bow. Glad to have you back, Master Connolly.
It's glad to be back.
The other Master Connolly's been filling in quite well for you, but I'm sure he'll be relieved to see you as well.
As I will him.
He's
He'll
waiting in your office if he's still awake.
He'll look to Rebecca. And he'll up nod. Nice throw. Whisper wind.
Thank you, sir. She has this, like, biggest smile on her face. As you walk in, you make your way back to your office and crack open the oaken door. You see laying, like, kind of like sprawled out hands, like head in his arms on the desk, just sleeping, Miguel, your cousin. Just paperwork scattered all over the desk.
I will slowly make my way towards the desk.
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
That's going to be a 22.
You basically get, like, right up next to him. And, anything you'd like to look over while he's still sleeping?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and see what he's looking at. Underneath his arms, just try to gauge what he was working on before all this.
Under his arms seem to be some constabulary paperwork of a few missing people, and the top one happens to be a murder case.
Hard at work, Master Connolly.
Ah, fuck! He immediately bolts up, and there's a crossbow in your neck. Ah! You won't get me, you fuck!
Just sort of smiles, and grabs the crossbow and sort of takes it away.
Little
Easy,
Wolfgang. There he is. I got your missive some time ago. I expected to find you here.
Sure shit, good to see you, Miguel.
Get over here.
He stands up and just gives you a big hug.
I'll embrace him, just... Huge squeeze.
God, you got a nice facility here. Lots of good people under your employ, and no end of work, especially this whole thing.
I can look forward to that when I retire, I suppose.
Yeah. Wait, what's that mean for me? Or what?
Well, nothing yet. I still got work to do.
Right.
On my own. What?
This case that we've got here is hell of a thinker. See, some of the students from that fucking arcane school over there went missing some time ago, and one of them turned up dead. Found out in a field just north of town.
Could I grab any relevant papers that he might be gesturing to or something?
Yeah, he picks it up and hands it to you.
Okay,
Look
I'll give
over.
it
It's
yeah.
a young woman was found basically brutalized and mauled. She's completely unidentifiable. Looks to have been like torn to pieces.
It's fucking savage. I don't know what to make of it. There's claw marks, teeth marks, but I don't think it's just any monster. It seems to... I think it's intelligent. Definitely something up our alley.
Here in Dragon's Rest, though.
As if it doesn't have enough shit going on, right?
Could I try and cross cross-reference any of the bite or claw marks with anything we've seen before, possibly with the Crowley situation as well?
Sure, go for it.
What would
Go ahead
that
and
be?
make a. I'm going to say medical or investigation.
I'll go with investigation. Not great. 7.
Unfortunately, the details you have on the paperwork aren't quite good enough. You'd probably have to see it for yourself. And Miguel informs you that the body has already been disposed of, as it would have well rotted by now.
It's definitely seems to be the work of a beast, but I don't know how it's selectively choosing its targets. Care to pour over this paperwork with me?
Yeah, I can do that with you. And he sort of takes his hat off and puts it on a hat rack, and just he'll mull over this case, trying to help Miguel as much as he can for the time being until it's time to go home, more or less.
All right. For the sake of timeliness here, we're going to skip ahead a day as you basically pour over this for the rest of the night. The next morning, Wolfgang, actually, yeah, we'll get to everybody else later on, but yeah, during the let's go ahead and ask. Might go a little overtime here, but during the next day, basically for the rest of the evening, it takes for Timry to sort of fix you up there, T-Wig. Eventually, you all go back to retire to wherever you're going to retire to. Next day, Wolfgang, you have a meeting with Crowley that evening. Asmo, you have a meeting with Garrick that evening. Denier, you are still in the process of interrogation throughout this entire point. T-Wig, what would you like to do during the day?
I just opened the door up.
Where is everyone? What the? Hello?
So yeah, T-Wig is the only one without a place to be at this this evening.
Probably would have let T-Wig know where I was going, though.
Well, I have the flowers. I have all the flowers, don't I?
Yes.
How many did I grab again? That was not in my inventory, unfortunately.
Wolfgang would have you had half a dozen of them.
I had 6. That's right. We gave one to Tia, one to Wolfgang.
Wolfgang has one. By the way, Wolfgang, what would you have done with that gem that Denier gave you?
I had it in a lead pouch.
Yeah, lead bag pouch.
I would have looked for somewhere, not in the house, but I would have looked for somewhere probably to just close enough that I can keep an eye on it. Maybe in a secret catacomb type place that I've got beneath the manor.
You have plenty of nooks and crannies down there that you can basically cut loose some stone and hide it behind.
Yeah, I probably would have done something like that
right.
with whatever type of warding magics I could look up, or something like that, just to keep anybody from like scrying on it or trying to get in there from whatever
means. You do not have that kind of magic unless you wish to hire somebody who can do that.
I think the less people that know about that, the better. So
Probably.
No, I'll just go ahead and
check. I might. Let me just double check here and see what I've got.
T-Wig, can you do stone shape?
I can. Yep.
Then you can probably embed this son of a bitch into a wall.
Yep.
Sorry, my headset. I did not hear you.
You're fine.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll stone shape it just into a fucking part of the catacomb.
Yep. All right, so you make note of where you leave it, and you just kind of embed it in the wall down there.
This definitely won't go wrong.
Can't possibly. No way for that to go wrong.
I'm gonna plant these flowers. Bye.
Oh, all right, bye.
Okay.
All right, T-Wig, you go off to find a place to plant those.
Cherry 2.0 could use some friends, so I'm gonna plan to make a new plot
All right.
for the
Asmo.
lily.
Yeah. Go ahead and I guess from this point forward, we'll just take off from where you and Garrick are going to meet.
Sure.
All right. Garrick told you to meet him by the broken lamppost down in the 3rd Street lower area of the lower district just before sundown. Sure enough, you find him there shortly after waiting. Everything seems on the up and up.
Okay, you ready for this?
Your contact, is it a guy or girl?
We've only ever been passing missives back and forth, so I'm not really sure, which is
Yeah.
all the more reason I need you keeping an eye outside.
You want me to, race? Asmo says and bobs his eyebrows up and down.
No.
He lifts back his cloak, and you can see he has the Wraith gear on.
This is in case I need it.
Okay. So what do you want me to do? And if you want me to do something, what's the signal?
Well, essentially I'm going to go inside. And if you hear any sort of fighting or a struggle, that's when I'll need you to pop in.
Oh, make as much noise as you can if something bad happens. As much as you can, as quickly as you can.
He holds up his hand, and a fireball sort of appears.
I can make some noise.
Fire's quiet.
Not my fire.
Kind of gives you a bit of a wink.
Okay then.
All right. Keep your distance, but tail me up until we get to the stairway.
The boss.
He pulls his cloak up and starts wandering forward. You eventually find your way through the twisting streets to this lone area. You hear like coughing and gurgling coming from various shacks nearby as you're wandering through this poor district. Eventually you find your way to this set of tenements. Garrick finds you in the corner of his eye and just sort of nods as he wanders up the stairs leading up to these. You know how Brazil has those like stacking buildings down in their lower districts? It's kind of like that. Starts walking up these red clay steps with all these stacked houses on top of each other. Takes a deep breath and goes inside.
I'd like to be, obviously I'm scanning everything and listening as astutely as I can. That goes without saying.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, man. Try and do a perception check here. And I perceive, with a 19.
You see a couple of constabulary folk wandering around. But just kind of like walking their beat, basically, it seems. Nobody who seems particularly suspicious. Most people are staying to their homes with everything that's been going on. Washing their hands. Anyway.
Ha
A massive explosion rocks the side of the building that you're standing by, that you saw Garrick walk into.
Well, Asmo springs up immediately and runs up those stairs.
All right, you begin booking it straight up into, booking it into action as you run into the building that Garrick ran into. The room is full of smoke as you're trying to find your way through. You don't hear any struggle as you wander in. And as you make your way into the back smoke-filled room, gasping for air, looking for Garrick. Your foot stubs something on the ground, something soft.
I look down.
You feel, or you look down and you see the huddled over body of Garrick Brightscale. A pool of blood gushing from under his face.
I scan the room. Is there anybody else in the room at all?
The smoke is continuing to clear as you're doing your best to get it together. Then, in the corner of the room, in the shadows, you see a yellow slitted eye staring at you. Followed shortly after you see that by a voice that's echoed through your nightmares for many years. Hello, Asmo. And here's where we're going to end today's session.
Bye.